Hello, the game has started. It's me to go first. Now, is Orgeit's good, or do I just want it to be good? Let's find out. And it is good. Fantastic. It's really strange how you can have doubts about words that are good. So, absolutely fantastic start, but no back-to-back bingo for me. What can I do with this rack? And in the last game, I played a very short Z word, two-letter Z word, keeping a heap of junk. And this is a similar position. If I were to keep V and P, that's not great. So what can I do here? Well, at the moment, I've got zip in row G, which is, again, quite reminiscent of the previous game. I did actually simulate the position in the last game, and the short Z word and the longer word vidiot were within 2 points of each other, so the short word wasn't a bad play. So what alternatives do I have here to zip and zit? Well, they have both been taken out. So what is left? I don't have to play the Z straight away because the rest of the rack is so non-bingoing. But where can I score? V can go in front of OE. Nothing goes in front of DI. So I could play Vita, placing an A underneath the double word square. That's not great. Do I have anything through the U? Wow, this is tricky. Only an S goes after OE. Ah, well, what I do have is Spits, which sorts out the duplicate T, splits up P and B, burns the Z. Rack lead is okay, and score is okay. I'm going with this. Wow, pretty close to a bingo. I would have divalent through an N. Do I have a 7 with this rack? Wow, quite a quick play by opponent. Only 14 points. He could be leaving himself with 5 really good tiles. Now, no floating N, but do I have a bingo here? So, first of all, do I have a 7? And this looks close. I could have one. Not seeing it. So how about an A? Validate. Wow, I have a bingo. Fantastic. Do I have a better one? No other A's on the board. Does validate have an anagram? I don't think so. So how about the U? Not seeing one through that. Through DI? Not seeing anything. What about through ZE? I could have an IZED word. Valitize, not good. Okay, well, I'm going with validate for 78. Not bad. Through a G, I would have foot gear. Are there any other bingos? Well, wow, there is a G, but it's not available. Great bingo by opponent. Should I have played validate higher up? Probably not. Probably not. Opponent would have had set line in column 10 anyway, and validate higher up would have scored a lot less. So I still leave my 60. How to sort this rack out? So I guess playing off FOO is going to leave the best rack leave. Have I exhausted all bingo prospects? How about the I? Not seeing anything. What about the P? It would need to begin with the P, not seeing anything. So where are the good spots for oof or foo? 24 points here. Now, column 5 is a double lane, even without a bingo. And that would score well. But I'm not seeing a play there. Can I do it any better than oof? Foo is the anagram. None of these tiles go next to ZE. I am going with this. So I have RQ8, and that plays in column 10 because of Z. Do I have it anywhere else? I don't think so. Nothing with the P. Wow, 64 points for opponent. I now lead by only 20, but fortunately I have a bingo, and there are 2 spots for this. This scores the most. RQ8 for 81. Wow, that is a pickup. Absolute dream pickup. Surely I am bingoing again. So I have Insaner in column 11. I don't think RQ8 takes a hook. Opponent may play across from the A because there are limited opportunities on the board. I think column 11 is the only bingo lane. V takes out columns 1 and 3. Now, what about... Okay, nice play by opponent. What about DI for a double-double? How would that end? INGS, possibly? IANS? No, I'm not saying anything. So opponent's taken out my Insaner lane. However, I do have the same word because AHI is good. I feel like there probably is a pretty good overlap play here. Possibly not. But if I play down column 12, I'll be leaving all these floaters alone. Can I do a little bit better by starting next to the U or the G? Well, what would the pair of vowels look like next to G? It would have to be IA, not promising, or OA, not promising. So I'm minded to play Insaner for 71. Pretty good. Balanced, no duplicates, and scoring tiles. And I have a 140 point lead. There could be a bingo here, but there won't be many. I'm not seeing a 7. What about the floaters in enough? Nothing with the A, nothing with the N, or the O, or the U. So where can I score with my K and Y? Still 31 tiles to come, including a blank and an S. What about column 3 at the bottom? Oik is good. Gosh, if I had an A, I would have KO. So what I do have is KE. But I can't play the Y. But I could play Kino. Would score quite well. He takes an S, so column 13 is a 7-letter S lane. Maybe I should be thinking about playing parallel to enough to take out the bingo lanes, not in order to win. I think I'm far enough ahead to be the strong favourite, but to try and maintain this margin of 150. And I may be able to play off K and Y at the top here. My Y can go next to the N. So I do have just key, K-E-Y. Now Y-K could go in that order. D-Y-K-E, U-E not good. I have donkey and kidney on my rack. Interesting, I could play kidney in row D. That would take out the floaters in enough and disrupt this S lane in column 13. And it's turning over tiles with a blank to come. 31 tiles in the bag is quite a long way out from the end of the game because There are, in addition to those, there are 7 on opponent's rack, so we're only just over halfway. Now, column 5 is still available with this DI, and I'm looking at a non-bingo double-double because any such play is going to score over 40 points. But I'm not seeing a play there. Now, opponent taking a while with his move. My Y can go in front of the U, so I could play KY. Just KY. But what about a longer play? Not sure I have such play. What about Daiki? D-I-K-Y. That doesn't feel like it's good. Well, I'll have to consider that. Okay, so, well, opponent's done the job for me of taking out the floaters and the bingo lane. He's created a triple lane, which isn't massively dangerous, given the tile is an M, but there is a blank out there, and that would be a way for opponent to win. So I ought to give thought to playing up here. And is there a way of playing off K and Y? And I could achieve a similar objective by playing in column 13. So, what am I thinking of? Dyke, all those are good. 51 points. Yeah, I think that does a pretty good job. Can I do any better? What about Daikon? Am I making that up? Daikon for 53. Let me check the remaining vowels. 10 out of 33. Wow, so this isn't a bad rack leave if Daikon is good. Let's see. And it is. Fantastic. And look at that, I draw 4 consonants, so ordinarily a rack leave of EI would be pretty poor and would argue in favour of playing Dyke. But not the case with the tile distribution as it was in this game. So I have the if-I's ending with GR, so gratifies through AT, but it's UT on the board. What about DI? It could end IFIES. Gosh, so close to rigidifies, but I don't think I have that. Or do I? No, I don't, because I would use 2 I's above DI and I would need a 3rd I below. RIGI, I have that. Ah, well, rigidifies must be a 10-letter play, not a 9. Opponent plays only 18 points. That's a good sight. So I'm coming back to DI. Do I have something through that? Just not seeing it. So what else do I have? I have a good scoring tile in the F, very few bingo lanes on the board, and I have a good lead. Column 3 looks like it has potential. Fag is good. But I'd quite like to get rid of the F. If opponent creates a bingo lane, it would be nice to be in a position to play one. Gut is good. Well, I have GR, but I can't play off a word in that spot. Wow, I'm really struggling here. Not in the sense of winning the game, but just in terms of finding candidate plays. I'm seeing nothing. So what about playing IF? It stops opponent getting the double-double. 15 points, decent rack leave, just about. Or do I have a play onto the M that could score well? It would open a bingo lane, but if it scores 30 points. So I have the ISM ending. I feel that just IF is pretty weak. I feel that when we come to analyse the game, there'll be much better options. So what about playing Rife? But 29, that's a much better score, and this rack leave is fine, especially given the vowel shortage. I'm going with this. Okay, well, more scoring tiles, which is good on a non-bingo-y board. Column 14 looks interesting for the W, W-A-G. I have a problem then, because I would need to use the A again to go next to E-T. Possibly there would have been a play there last turn, I'm not sure. Nothing onto the M, or no bingo onto the M. What about a play through DI? No? Well, I could be missing heaps through DI, I've seen nothing so far. What I'd like to do this turn is play off the W. Waney is good. So I could play Gore. No ends to come. What about column 4? Only my E goes next to far. And opponent goes in that spot. Fairer is good. So I could play War. Still 12 tiles to come. And my lead only 140 points. 35 for opponent. Now, do I have anything above duo? Well, I have wig. Is that the play? It feels a bit like the if play. The score is so lame, only 13 points, that one feels there must be something better. War for 30, that's certainly better. Do I play an S as well for 8 points? No, because I have the last S, so I think I will keep that. But I am playing War. Okay, well, I've now taken out that double lane in column 5. Nothing with this rack onto an M. Is there a 7 here? Midger, smidger? I don't think so. Dirigism is good. And I think that can end ME. Great, 23 points for opponent. This sort of ladder is fine when one's got a good lead. Now, I no longer have an A for going next to ET, so column 14 isn't a hot spot for me. Still 7 tiles in the bag, including some pretty horrible ones, so I don't particularly want to expedite the end of the game, and I don't want to open the board up. Having said that, Grim plays off quite a few tiles, but it scores 22 points, and the rack leaves okay, and this board is so tight it's really hard to see alternative plays. Any doesn't take anything. Can't see anything onto the M. I'm going with this. Pretty good. I have all seed. Does that play? ABE not good. And if I played it lower, abs is good. But then nothing else works. And gut takes nothing in front, so no other lanes on the board. Will opponent create one by playing across to the M? Remaining tiles, horrific. He has surely got no hope at all of bingoing. Will he place his J on this triple letter square? Well, that's not going to help all seed. I would have leadless onto an S. I think the only floater is this M. And I don't have a bingo onto that. Okay, just 25 for opponent, and he's emptied the bag. Fantastic, because he has got junk, and he's taken out a nice spot for his J. Noise is good. So I'm looking to go out in 2 and not provide a good spot for opponent. Just wondering if I had ahimsa last turn. I don't think it would have been the best play, but it's a nice word. Let me see what seed scores. 26 points, pretty decent, providing nothing. I've then got all in column 14. Do I have a second spot for all? And I might not. This whole board is super tight bottom left. Laney not good. So only all. Well, I do want to guarantee an out in 2. So maybe something is better than seed. What about seal? Keeping lad and O-ball is good. And I would also have Darley. So this does guarantee an out in 2. Can I do any better? What about Seld in this spot? How am I doing for time? 7 minutes on my clock. This is 26 points. AEL, I have Leam and I have Lee. So I think this is the play. Now where's the best spot? LEA in column 14. 15 points. And I'm not seeing anything better than that. Opponent's in a horrible position. He's got the blank, but it's of little value to him. This is a super choked board. Now, are there any other spots for Lee? What if that's blocked? At the moment I've got Leam in row A and column 9. No, not seeing anywhere else. So what's opponent going to do with his J or his X? He should know that I'll be able to go out, so I think he'll be trying to play off both J and X. And I don't think he's going to succeed. He's got Jinx on his rack with the blank as an N, but there's nowhere for that. I can't see anything for him onto the M. 9 minutes on his clock. Can't see anything in column 8 ending I. Ah, great. He does spot a J play, which gets tripled. That's probably the best he could do. My Lee spot remains available. Is this more? This is 14 points. This is 15. And the final score, 377 for my opponent, 551 for me, a winning margin of 174 points. So a huge, huge win. Let's see what I missed. Well, that was a fairly comfortable game. Could I have done better? And what a start to have a bingo on your opening rack. Only happens 1 game in 7. Opponent's rack, no bingo here, plays duo. And I was slightly spooked here. This felt similar to my previous game and looked a very difficult rack to sort out in 1. But Spitz definitely gets close to achieving that. Opponent's rack, no bingo, but he does have a double-double through DI. Doesn't play it, plays double E. And now here we go. Validate is what I saw, and you can see here that the spot I played it in scores 12 more points, which I think justifies playing it. And in fact, the other bingos, where are they? Through J7, through the eye of Spitz. Yeah. Again, score 12 fewer points, so I like my play. Great bingo by opponent, and he's got a ton of alternatives. My rack, Fetor, J10, where's that? Oh wow, that's nice. parallel to double E. What do? I play oof for 24, 9 fewer points, but I'm keeping rate, which is a really good rack lead. Opponent's rack plays chi, could have played qua for 3 more points and burning the U. Now, this is where the Scrabble gods smiled on me. I had this bingo for 81 points, and that gave me a good lead. Opponent's rack plays enough. And now my rack. Wow, sardining, D5 through the N. Nice. I didn't spot that. Is it through the N? D5. Ah, it's through DI. There was a double-double. Well, I didn't spot that. I played Insaner. Opponent plays Maneb. And now I have Daikon for 53, which looks fine. Opponent plays Bot. And this was a tricky rack, but I ended up playing Rife, and I was happy with that. Opponent plays Hep. Wow, I had a bingo with this rack, Earwigs. Gosh. And that plays E14, Oboe, NA and Abs. Wow, what a miss. Earwigs and Gausia. Gosh, I didn't see either of those. So I play War for 30. Gosh, okay. Opponent plays U. I play Grim. Me Grim was available onto this M. Opponent plays Koi. All C doesn't play. I play Seld for 26. Opponent plays Joram. And I go out with Lee for 15. So, what a game. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Just a rocking game with a huge winning margin and a huge winning total of 551 points. So, absolutely terrific fun. Many thanks to my opponent for a good game. I hope you enjoyed watching that game, and I will see you next time.